Welcome to Wealthy Mind, where we talk about all things finances, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the surprising.
Hello and welcome to Wealthy Mind. I am your host, Misty Rose Gold, International Success Coach. And here at Wealthy Mind, we love to help you create and maintain a wealthy mind. Today, I have a very special guest with me, Sarah Hubbard. Hello, Sarah.
Hello, Misty.
I'm so excited that we finally are on here together and we get to have this conversation.
Me too, honey. Me too.
It's taken us a minute. It's like, hey, let's reschedule this. Hey, let's reschedule. But we finally got here. So I'm so glad.
Me too. Life was lifing for both of us.
I know. I think we started the conversation back in like June or July.
Yep. And now it's almost December. So we're
Uh,
doing it. We're doing it.
yes. I mean, that just shows like our mastermind topic today was consistency. And we talked about our goals for next year and what do we need to do consistently in order to reach them. It's like showing up is a huge part of that consistency. So, yay, us, we got here. We showed up. We were persistent. We stuck with it. And here we are.
Here we are, baby.
Yes. So please, please, please tell our audience what is your business?
Yes, multifaceted business.
Mm,
My thing that started my entrepreneur journey is being a residential mortgage broker for almost 15 years. Been serving multiple states across the country, helping people refinance, purchase, and utilize a mortgage to their best possible financial need. And from there has stemmed now a career in keynote speaking and becoming a thought leader in networking, uh, soon to be author. And I'm
mm,
really, really, really passionate about having people step into the magic that they are in their business.
hmm
Because when we are starting on our own, we're wearing all the hats. As you know, you've coached many and
hmm
you've seen people wear all the hats. But really, where my love and my focus comes from is business development, marketing, and doing things that you're spending your time and doing efforts that actually yield revenue in your business and that you enjoy and that you love and that light you on fire.
So I'm excited for your book coming out, and I'm just excited for you and who you are and this brand that you've created. So would you please share with the audience what is that brand you're
Mm-hmm.
networking?
Yep. So the name of the book is called The Intentional Networker. And
Hmm
I, this year, saw a gap in networking. We have a lot of groups that are catering to people that are just starting and people that have a ton of success, but there's not much in that middle market ground where you're probably pulling about 300 to 500,000 in pre-tax revenue. So I formed the Intentional Network to kind of form off of my book to keep it consistent,
hmm
to get all different types of businesses together, industry agnostic, it's not specific, to really get together and learn how to grow, to scale, and to give you guys the actual tools to do that, not just the overarching ideas, but the actual hows and the implementation so that you can go put that in and on your business right then and there, 6 months from now, a year from now, whatever that may look like for you.
Mm, yes, such a great idea. And in a saturated industry like yours, in the mortgage space, you have to figure out how to set yourself apart. And you've done such a beautiful job at doing that. So I love how simple the brand is. I love how simple the approach is to, hey, this is my networking group, the intentional network. Hey, this is my speaking topic, the intentional networker. Hey, this is my
Mm-hmm.
book title, the intentional networker. Like, it's so simple and so clean and so sexy. I'm like, yes, please. Thank you.
Keep bringing it some more, baby.
Yeah. But simple is scalable. So we have to remember that. And your approach is just so simple and it's clean and it's very scalable. So I love that you've set yourself apart in this way.
Thank you. And it's funny, I've been listening to quite a few other podcasts. Towards the end of the year, there's always talk of, goal setting and planning. And you were just talking about consistency in your mastermind and how do we prepare for the next quarter, the next year, whatever that looks like. And people, I think, get stuck in that like more hustle culture. I just need to keep adding because if I keep adding and doing more, it will yield more. And it
Mm.
all it does is convolute and cloud instead of bringing simplicity and clarity to something that's a beautiful idea. And instead of going deeper with it, I find most people are trying to go wider with what they're
Hmm.
doing and they lose the central message that you originally started with. Um,
Mm.
so, and it's a common theme. I don't know if it's why the 8 different podcasts I listen to are all on that topic this week because I feel like they all tend to have similarities in a lot of time, but that seems to be a big thing that they're sensing in 25 that happened this year or maybe happening in Q4 is the complexity that people are trying to make things versus the simplicity.
Yep, simplicity is scalable. So remember that, you guys. Like, it's not rocket science, but we do have to change our thought process in order to get out of the hustle culture and get out of the busy culture. And, oh, can I work 14 hours in a day? Like, I put parameters on my schedule and I challenge myself to think, how can I make more money in the same amount of time and not work more? No, no, that's not the goal.
Yep.
How can I make more money in the same amount of time? And it challenges me and it challenges anybody in my orbit that I challenge to think this way, to really look at, okay, what schedule do I want to keep? Now, how do I think outside the box and make more money within the same time frame? Not work more
Mm-hmm.
hours. I think like it's part of the work culture. And we have to give ourselves permission to change that thought process. And I know it's scary. I know that people can get stuck in the trap of, well, if I don't have 15 meetings a day, I'm not going to make enough money. Well, it's scary. I understand. But how about you try it before you say it doesn't work?
Well, I also think it's scary because it goes outside the norm. It goes
Mhm.
outside of what has kind of been embedded into the work culture, whether you're a W-2 entrepreneur, it doesn't matter. It's go, 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 hard, hard, hard. And if you're not doing that, then you're breaking the mold. There could be a stigma, and then there's that little self-doubt that
Mm.
gets triggered in a lot of people. So they immediately, instead of having that discomfort, they just are like, no, I don't want to feel that, so I'm just going to keep doing that. And I question, I this is an answer people give me all the time. I ask, how are you doing? What's going on? Oh, I'm really busy. And I'm like, is it a good busy or a bad busy? Like, because there's a lot of
Mhm.
busies out
Mhm.
there, right?
Mhm.
So are you just doing it to fill up your calendar because it feels good, or are you doing it because you're actually getting traction in something and you're loving it and you're diving deeper into it, and that
Mhm.
busy is fueling your passion? Like, they're two very different things, and I think a lot of people live in the first box that I explained,
Mhm.
just because it's like a badge of honor.
Yeah, not in my world. It's not a badge of honor to work
Ugh,
16 hours a day. F
no,
that.
thank you.
That's a big F.
Yep. Yes, it is.
I would rather enjoy each day because I don't know when my last one is coming. So there's that too. Part of my priorities are based on I know how fragile life can be. And I know that if tomorrow's my last day, you know what? I went out fulfilled. So
Mm-hmm.
there's that. I'm not sacrificing my health to work more. I'm not sacrificing my inner peace. Yeah, there are times where I have to deal with some things that disrupt my inner peace, but I figure it out. And if it's going to disrupt my inner peace long term, I'm going to reevaluate. Like, just not doing it. So, am I fulfilled today? Yes, I am. If I die tomorrow, I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
No regrets.
Yep. That's a really, really important mindset switch that I think a lot of people, until they have something happen in their life and it kind of makes them to think that way, but
Hmm.
they aren't forced that way. But I've spent a lot of time. meditating, and I'm not a great silent meditator. I need a little guidance. My
Hmm.
brain just likes a little bit more of that touchy feely kind of holding me engaged. But I've also started doing these things called activations, and they're more meant to be done with your eyes opened while you're doing something. So, for example, this morning I did one after I got done working out with my legs were just up the wall, right? My eyes were opened. I was cooling down from my workout and listened to this activation, and it was just like recentering your energy and
Hmm.
manifestation and different things. And I have to tell you, those have been an absolute game changer for me in regards to how I approach the day. Was
Hmm.
it fulfilled? And the energy that I bring to each and everything that I'm committed to already for that day, whether it's 2 hours of working in and on my business, meetings, client calls, whatever it is, because all those things will eventually distract and drain. But that for me has been an absolute game changer in regards to, how you show up and not just in that busy state.
I love that. And our Wealthy Mind app is a great resource for those things like meditation and managing your emotions.
Mm-hmm.
I have a 17 video course on the app, and that is actually a free section so that
Mm.
anyone in the world can access our Wealthy Mind app. Most of it's under subscription except for the emotional spa, which is the course I put together. You can take it in bite sizes. You can do it as a whole if you want to, but it's 3 to 5 minute meditations on standard emotions or phrases that we deal with. So, like feeling unworthy or anger or stress or what have you. And it's guided meditation with me. So, yeah, there's lots of other great meditations on the app. Affirmations for wealth and health and all the good stuff. Like, there's so many great resources on our Wealthy Mind app. So, I encourage you and our listeners to check that out. If you love guided meditation, there's a lot of it in there.
It's the only way for me to do it, sister.
Hmm.
I've tried it other ways and I'm like, be present. But I'm like kind of like a squirrel.
I'm an active meditator myself, so I turn on music and I stretch and meditate at the same time.
That's a great way to do it.
Hmm. It works really well for me because I'm usually like, I have a lot of energy, even though when people are around me, I'm not spaz, but I do have a lot of energy. So
Mm-hmm.
um, once I'm in it, I will catch myself like sitting still and like being in that quiet meditative state sometimes, and then I'll go back to stretching. But
Mm-hmm. You're like, oh, I've done it. Oh, okay, we're back here.
but it works well. So you have to figure out what works well for you. Like silent meditation isn't for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Now, if I'm out in nature and it's quiet, that's a different story.
That's a different story altogether for me as well.
Yeah. So we digress. Okay.
Sorry,
No, you're
digression.
you're good. This is great. So I know we wanted to talk about marketing that produces an ROI. What does that
Mhm.
mean in your worlds?
So when I am looking at specifically right now, since we're looking at the end of the year, we've just had almost all of 2025 happen. Marketing efforts, in my mind, are efforts that you do and where you spend your time to get your name out there to the world to produce opportunities for yourself, whether that is through relationships with referral partners, relationships with the community that you are physically serving and giving back to. There's many different facets of marketing, but for me, for my main focus, because I have found for me, my superpower is myself. And I unfortunately cannot have 50 one-on-ones a week. I will drain all of that beauty and that energy and burn out faster than I'll know what to do with myself. So
Hmm.
my marketing efforts are really, really focused around networking, relationship building, and where I'm spending my time in various communities and making sure that when I'm looking at those areas, that the ROI is also in alignment with what I'm giving and receiving from that group. And that's where I think people, when we hear the word networking, get a little bit like squirrely about it and they get a little bit like, no, and it just never works for me because they don't necessarily see the physical ROI piece, or they got ROI, it was an absolute drain, right? So they're not
Mm,
necessarily in alignment with each other. It's
right.
tends to be one or the other. So how, when I'm talking about your marketing efforts, when you're looking at it, how do we make them happen? How do we make them work for us where we're both getting enjoyment and high energy and not a complete soul suck, as I call it, to the actual revenue base of what we're doing? And a
Mhm.
lot of times, the people where people miss it is the time commitment. This avenue of marketing is a long term game, guys. This is not an
Mhm.
instantaneous like. I showed up for 2 meetings, so I'm automatically going to get my investment back, and now I'm out. No,
Right.
this is when you're deciding on where to spend your time, who to spend it with, building up relationships. It is a long-term investment, and your gut may tell you initially that it's the right space, and then a year from now, you're like, it's no longer feeling it. Dynamics change, things change,
Mhm.
whatever it is. But for me, my marketing efforts that I really, really focus on are the people building efforts. So the networking and the relationship building are where my two sweet spots that I can help people dive in, dig a little bit deeper, and making sure that what they're doing, how they're showing up, what they're saying is
Mhm.
actually clear enough for people to eventually build the right relationships and get you the revenue that you need.
Mhm. Definitely. And I appreciate using networking as a form of marketing because it's one of mine. And it does evolve and change over time. I've left groups, not because they're bad, just because they're no longer aligned with where I'm at in business.
Mm-hmm.
Or or if I'm in it long enough and the ROI disappears for long enough, then I'm like, okay, this is just social hour at this point, so I gotta go.
Yeah.
Um, Even though I love social hour once a week or twice a week is like a massive burden on my calendar if it's not producing. So I've made those decisions many times over the last few years.
And there's nothing, it is a part of business. Every business has cycles. There's up seasons, there's down seasons, and just like that is, networking has the same things. There's groups that I joined when I first started into networking 10 years ago that served a beautiful purpose in my life. And I made
Mhm.
people mentors that didn't even know they were mentoring me because I was watching them, thrive and work a networking room and or work a room and get opportunities and leads. Doesn't necessarily mean that they closed every single one of them, but
Right.
I learned how they interacted. And now, I'm not a part of those groups anymore for various reasons, but I got what I needed. I didn't take, I also gave a
Mm.
boatload in return. But there came a time and a point where my business changed, I changed, and it was time to go on and find a group that leveled me up and challenged me and scaled
Mhm.
me as a person and as a business owner. My only caveat that I will say here is that please, when you're exiting groups, do it with grace and do it with a lot of compassion, people, because when you just stop
Mhm.
going, you don't communicate, you do that ghosting thing. Um, Misty and I both happen to be in Denver, but anywhere that you are really small, big communities, and word travels fast about how
Mhm.
you exit and how you do things. So do it with the utmost professionalism, grace, and honesty of who you are as a person. And that will
Mhm.
follow you far beyond, and the relationships that you built there that need to continue to happen will follow you far beyond that.
It 100% it works. It works in my world. So any of the consistent networking groups that I've left, I always give them my exit ahead of time and let them know like, hey, I'm planning on leaving in a month or two or whatever the case is.
Mm-hmm.
And it gives everybody an opportunity to digest the information because when you're in a committed group with each other, be it a mastermind group or a networking group, people become dependent on your presence. And when I announced to the last group that I left, which was like in July, it was a very, very, very tearful experience because we had been in the same group together for almost 2, 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, you guys are like family, but I'm like, it's just been social hour for me for this last calendar year at that point. It was seven
Yep.
months, 7 months of social hour. And I'm like, I can't continue doing this to my schedule. I need to focus on activities that actually produce. So when I told the group that I was leaving, I cried and yeah, it was respectful, and I didn't expect to get that emotional. But when you spend that much time with people, they're like family. So um, I agree with you. Please be respectful. If you're going to leave a group, please tell people. It goes a long way, and it leaves a good taste in their mouth, and they still want to be a part of your network. Like there's only so many communities in Denver before you burn through all of them. So that whole thought process of who cares? There's more networking groups out there. There are, but I mean, there's only so many in each city. Denver's
And
pretty big, but there's only so many.
I mean, people, you know, I have seen people, we work so hard to build trust, right? To build that I am the go-to person for X. And, you know, the first way to decrease trust is to do something and then not do it, or to stop showing up when you have made a commitment to something. It is literally the easiest way to take it down a notch from I've done all of this work to get me here, and now I've already knocked it halfway down the hill by doing that simple action right there. And so, giving a little preface to, hey, I am going to need to be stepping away. My last day is going to be X.
Mhm.
You give people enough time and opportunity if that is something that exists in the group and they don't just, say, sorry, you have to go for whatever reason. It goes a long way and it builds a lot more of your professionalism, your trust that you've built with these people are still there. And again, the people that want to follow and be in your orbit and be around you, it will still happen.
It will. And it develops more respect. So I have people that reach out to me from the last group that I left, and they're like, we miss your energy in the room. We miss the glow that you brought to the space. We miss your professionalism and how kind you are. And, it's nice to know that I was a good member of the group
Mm-hmm.
and I was a valued member of the group. And to honor those conversations on the back end is really important as well. So if you exit successfully, people will reach out to you and be like, man, I miss you. Like, it sucks that you're not with us anymore. Or, it's not the same without you type of situation.
Mm-hmm.
Honor those conversations. Please, please, please honor them because it's a part of letting people know that you care. And it goes a long way. Again, we need to stop reinventing the wheel over and over and over again. And if you, myself, and everyone else is able to take these little tiny steps that maybe cost us a few hours of our time, it keeps us from having to reinvent the wheel over and over and over, especially if your business is dependent on networking.
Mm-hmm. Wholeheartedly agree. The last little piece I'll say here on this is when you are out there in your networking efforts, one of the framework that I go over in my book, it's not something that's magic and I just, there's all terms we've heard before, but there's ways that I give you tips and tricks to like do these properly.
Hmm.
It's mindset and intention, authentic presence, precise messaging, and purposeful follow through. This last
Mm,
one on purposeful follow through is everything that you need to be really, really successful and to continue on the conversations and the nurturing of those relationships.
mm,
There's so many people that are like, yeah, I'm out networking and I've done maybe the first three really well. They've practiced it, they've got it dialed in, they're showing up as themselves. They go in with a plan and what they need to have done at those events, one-to-ones, whatever it is, conferences. And then they just don't do any follow-up. They don't reach out to somebody. They don't send that text message or phone call and says, hey, your energy is missed here. How are you? What's going on? How can I support you in your business? How was that vacation you just took to the mountains? Whatever it is, they lose some of that piece of it. And that's where I find people are like, well, I had this great meeting, but I just never got anything from it. And my question to them is, what did
mm,
you do to reach out to them? Did you
mm,
continue that conversation? Were they put on a specific, did you just throw them on your monthly newsletter and then hoping that that was going to be enough to stick in front of them? No,
mm, mm,
guys, that is the way to turn somebody off as quickly as possible if you didn't even ask to be put on that newsletter, right? So you have to think about, people are always like, well, how do I add value and how do I get creative? This podcast episode, if you're hearing it right now and it's
mm,
inspiring you and somebody's coming to your mind, send it to them. Hey, you were on my mind. I was listening to this and I thought of you. Do we have time to grab coffee? want to meet for a drink, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those are
Mm-hmm.
beautiful ways that are genuine and it's truly happening in your head. It's not just because you're mass texting it to everybody. It's because people do that as well. But that is a genuine way to have good follow through, follow up, touching base, however the words that you want to do to use it or to describe it. That's where you really build those true relationships and those
Mm-hmm.
referral partners. And even if they don't refer business to you, it's an opportunity to serve them eventually when, for my example, when my need for them to have a mortgage, they're going to call me first because I've kept a genuine relationship with them, not because it was forced or because I want all of their things. It's because I
Mm-hmm.
genuinely cared about them, their business success, what was going on, how can I help solve, add value, and support you.
100%. And these business practices are very professional. And I can tell you that's how I conduct myself. And it opens up doors that are pretty amazing. So I was complimented recently from a global business about my professionalism, my accomplishments, but they were most impressed with my follow-up skills.
Ding, ding, ding. You got it, sister.
It
There it
all
is.
ties, it all ties into the trust and respect factor, but it was, wow, you're great at following up. There was exclamation in there. So it was great. It was like, I made a mental note. I'm like, cool, this is a global company. They're a badass presence. And this is what I'm getting praised for the most.
And that's a beautiful thing because that's where most people don't shine. And they're probably, it's sad to say, but this company has obviously been through quite a few professionals and that's the piece that's missing. Either I say I'm going to make this introduction or I
Mm-hmm.
say I'm going to do
Mm-hmm.
this. And then our plan is to regroup in 3 weeks. And guess what? You actually picked up the phone and called, or that email came through at three
Mm-hmm.
weeks.
Mm-hmm.
People are like, oh my God, it's like a breath of fresh air. It shouldn't be, but that is one way to truly set yourself apart in this crazy world that we live in sometimes.
And my thought process is, you know what? You guys can just keep not doing it and make me look good.
I'll take the praise, baby. I'll keep doing it.
That's just my twisted sense of humor. So.
Don't do it. Don't read the book. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, yeah, reverse psychology. So Sarah's book is coming out in January of
Yes.
2026. So for those of you who don't like to follow up, don't read the book. If you don't want to be more successful, don't read the book. Okay, like how else can we play with that?
I like it.
If you want to keep sucking, don't read the book.
Don't read the book. You won't get any value.
Yeah.
You won't be able to
But
carry in your back pocket. You won't be able to say anything from there, any questions, nothing. No AI prompts, nothing.
so for those of you who do want to succeed and are proactive and want to get better at networking, please, 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 please purchase Sarah's book in January.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I will share with you guys that I never thought writing a book would be something that I would accomplish in my life.
Mm.
Writing has always been a struggle for me. I'm much better verbally. How Misty and I are recording this podcast right now in person has always been my magic. So taking it out of my head and taking it out of video conversations and finally putting it into some writing, which as turns out most introverts are way more comfortable with than they are in person. So that was a beautiful thing. It was a struggle, but I'm just encouraging you to lean into it, to challenge yourself, because once it's done, it's a beautiful thing, my friends. I never thought it would, but it's happening, and I am so proud. And that is a big thing to say,
Hmm.
as somebody that is striving for more and growth and sustainability and not
Hmm.
necessarily more, but deeper. And it's been a really cool journey for me.
I'm proud of you as well, and congratulations. It is a massive undertaking to put a book out there. I understand from experience, right?
I
So
know you do.
I am super, super, super proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And
Thank you.
congratulations, you are about to birth this baby.
It's in its final stages, baby. It's about to be birthed into the hands of all of you hot little humans out there that can take little, all of it, small nuggets from it. And I think the piece that for me that I'm really most proud of is, AI is obviously a topic of conversation all over the place. A beautiful analogy I recently heard on AI is kind of like the Industrial Revolution when we went from, manually pulling, farm equipment to vehicles, right? And, tires and engines and all this stuff. And it changed our layout dramatically, but we still have farmers to this day, right? We still have people doing that. So again, AI is literally the same thing that happened when that happened, when the internet, in 2000, when people were like, the world's going to shut down because we've got the World Wide Web, and now we can't function without the World Wide Web, right? So this is just another tool. And some of the suggestions and prompts that I give in the book are there to make your life easier, to give you better preparation, to let it do more of the work for you so you are better prepared to show up in all four of those frameworks that I discussed.
Wonderful. And I know that you also can give that as a speaking topic if anybody is interested. So AI and calendar and all kinds of crazy stuff, which I admire because AI is not my topic that I speak on. So
I'm real passionate about it. I've been geeking out on it for even this morning at a meeting with a good friend of mine that owns a carpet company. And he's like, how can I use this? And I'm like, oh my God, come here. He's like, you just did all of that while we were sitting here in 5 minutes. I'm like, I just told it what to do. It did all the work for me.
Love it. That's awesome. Well, girl, this has been an amazing conversation. I am super excited for you. So, her book, remember, if you don't want it or if you want it, up to you. Those of you who don't want it, you really need it. The Intentional Networker. Where will we be able to purchase this?
Yes, it will be on Amazon in physical book and in ebook. Hopefully, if all goes well, I might be recording it as well as something that will come down the docket in 26. And then that's going to be the easiest way to get it for right now. And then I will have some physical copies secretly dropping them off in some bookstores here around Denver. So all of you outside of Denver, sorry, Amazon is where you're going.
Well, congratulations. I'm glad to be a part of your launch. So, and I'm super excited that we get to put out an episode right before your launch, which is great. So excited.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, you heard it here. Make sure that you learn how to set yourself apart. Make sure that you know how to network well, and make sure that you pick up Sarah's book. You will not be sorry.
Thanks, sweetie.
Yes. Any closing words for us?
Yeah, I think the best thing that I really, really encourage everybody is we all have magic inside of ourselves. Introvert, extrovert, ambivert, however you classify yourself in this world of communication. Lean into the power that you are, because that's the people you're going to attract referral partner wise and ideal client wise. If you try to be somebody else, it doesn't work as well and you'll hate it even more. So lean into the magic that you are, because you'll have it.
Mic drop. Enough said. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Thank you guys for listening. We love you as always. Be a great audience. Have a great start to your new year. I hope that 2026 is incredible. It is full of success. It is full of fulfillment. It is full of a rich knowing of who you truly are, and let that part of you out to the world. So for those guys, let it out. Let the amazing part of you out. For the girls, let your light shine. 2026 is your year to do that. So give yourself permission. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yes. And we will see you soon.
Thank you for tuning in to the Wealthy Mind podcast. Please be sure to download the Wealthy Mind app today and make sure to support your local Dress for Success.